Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, a giraffe and an ostrich were having a 100-meter race. It was neck and neck all the way to the end. Today, we're taking a look at Vende 93 from Fellowship of Simulations. Now, I've never heard of this game, but it sounds very interesting. Vende 93, it's a card-driven two-player game that's going to take you back to this particular epic period in the French history, which pitted the young French Republic against the royalist insurgents from March to October 1793. Now, there also is a solo mode in this as well, but the game sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, like I said, it's a two-player game, and it looks like it's about a 2-hour playtime. But let's go down to the table, let's open this thing up, and let's take a look inside, because the way this game sounds, absolutely fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We got Vende 93, Vende at War. Now, like I said, this is a card-driven game, all right, for two players, but there is a solo mode in this, and it is by Fellowship of Simulations. Okay, very nice. I like to look at this map. I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. And, you know, I really like these two-player card-driven games, these war games like this. Cody and I have been playing a bunch of them over the last few years, and I tell you what, they have just been really, really fun. Man, I've been getting a greater appreciation for card games playing some of these, because, man, I tell you, some of these war games, boy, they really know how to use their cards. Okay, so let's get this thing opened up. Okay, inside we're gonna have a bunch of stuff, and it looks like we have some cards that fell out of their thing, so they're gonna be kind of a mess in there. So that's okay. We'll figure this out. And you know, yep. Let's see. All right. Well, I might be a little close on this, so I'll try to make do. We'll try to jockey it around. Looks like we're going to get some cubes for tracking something on that board. All right. We got to go through this mess before we can try to figure out what the rule book and maps and everything else is going to look like. But we'll do it. All right. We're going to get a whole bunch of dice. Now, for the dice, I'm going to do this. And let's take a look. Just dump them down in there, and let's take a look at what we got. Okay. I see just a regular 6-sided dice, right? Nothing super fancy about that guy. We're going to get some lettered dice. That's kind of cool. It's got like an R, it's got an X, some blanks on it. That one's going to be the same. So it looks like we have a few of those. All right, I'm guessing it looks like blue's probably going to have their own that do the same thing. Put those off to the side. We've got some shields on this one, so maybe a combat dice of some sort. This has got just nothing but 2s and 4s with an asterisk on it. Guessing 2s and 3s, maybe some. I'm guessing different combat dice for those. I'm guessing all these might be just different combat dice of some sort. But yeah, none of these other than that guy right there are standard dice. Oh wow, 16. I hope that's not damage. Okay, but yeah, and I'll tell you what though, these dice feel really good. There's actually some weight to them, but they're very nice. The quality feels good. All right. I'm okay with that. Little square corners on them, so they're not super round. So whether you like rounded corners or square corners, all right, this is what you're going to get. I'm a round corner guy, but I will play with square corners. It doesn't really bother me. Okay. Now we're going to have stands. So I'm guessing we're going to have one team is going to have this stand. The other side's going to have this stand. Now, the stands don't look too bad. It looks like hopefully whatever we put in there is going to stay in there, because it looks like that actually might, I don't know if you can tell, but that actually might chew up the standee a little bit, or whatever goes in there. Hopefully not. But personally, when I have to use these, I like to put them on and just leave them there. Never take the stuff off. That's my choice. And my guess is there's enough room in this box we may not have to do that. Okay. We got, looks like some marking cubes. Just 2 black wooden cube, or not cubes, but cylinders. All right, so those are gonna be tracking something, obviously. And then I'm not gonna pull these out of the bag, because we've all seen little 10mm wooden cubes 1,000 times. Every game has them. Okay, well, not every game, most games. Now, this is gonna be fun, because I'm gonna show you all these cards, but they are scattered all over the place. They're gonna be upside down, they're gonna be right side up, they're gonna be sideways. They are gonna be mixed up. We have no idea how they're gonna be. I'll tell you what though, I'm gonna start like this. And I'm going to do this really fast. We go through there. Looks like they're actually grouped pretty nice. This is just going to take a second. And hopefully I'm not making you too sick right here. I'm making myself sick. Holy crud. All right, and flip those two. And there we go. Now, if there's duplicates in here, I may not know, but I'm going to pause on each one for about a second so you guys can take a look at them. Look at some of this pencil artwork that's up there. Oh, actually, that looks like almost a photograph. Look at that. Looks good. Love the artwork. Not sure what everything does because we haven't even gotten to the rule book yet. So here we go. It's like Q2 or O2, O4. So I don't know what anything means on these. All we're going to do is we're just going to pause on them and look at them. All right. Okay, you guys pay attention to that. I'm looking at the pictures. I always look at the artwork. You know, I don't know why. That looks like it's a bad card. Well, epidemic, it probably is. No retreat, skedaddle. Nice. I love that word. All right, poor logistics. Looks like we got some poor roads. Man, you're going to get held up on the road or something. Now, I'm wondering if these are multi-purpose cards because look at that. You got a hat up here for something. You got, it looks like a heart here for doing something. Plus, you got the text on the bottom. So I'm wondering, you got this over here. Are they a multi-purpose card? I don't know. But I'm curious to find out. I'm not really sure why the shoe's there. So maybe there's some sort of set collection. I'm probably sure. I don't think so, but hey. All right. Fatally wounded and sodden Rossi. Now one just has a cube. I don't know. All right, let's put those off to the side. Well, if they didn't stay in that once, they're not going to do it again, so let's just get rid of it. Now, we're going to have, looks like a couple of player boards. Oh, these are actually going to be different, so I'll show you both of them. So here's your reactions, okay? On the back side, more reactions. Oh, you got your little hat up here. Hat's over there. Or maybe it's for the faction. Okay, maybe if you're that particular faction, then it's going to help you out. That could be it too. I don't know. All right, now we're also going to have, okay, here we go. See if we can't quite get all this in here. Oh yeah, we can. So A, B, C, D, E, there's your draw pile. Oh, this is for your solitaire mode. So your card is going to get scattered out and see how it works. Nothing on the back. It's a little solitaire board. Looks kind of cool. Now here's your solitaire rules and historical notes. Okay, a little artwork on the back for you folks. Okay, and this one looks like it's about 19 pages. So I'm in a little too tight to see everything, so we're just going to kind of flip through this really fast and see what we can kind of get. We got some special rules. Looks like we're going to get some card notes for the different cards. And you know what? I can't get this so it sits the way I want it to sit. All right, some more of the cards. Now we got some various comments on the design of it, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, so the rest of this book looks like it's about, you know, the leaders and your design notes. Some of the different people that are in it. All right, and there you go. And that's that. Okay, now here's your core rule book. And on the back is just going to be a little bit of a credits. Looks like it's a little thicker, maybe 24 pages. All right, and there's your table of contents. You get a look at that so you get an idea of what is in this book. We got a glossary, so we can get that in there. We got a glossary just right up front rather than in the back. You got all your setup. Kind of really need to zoom out a little bit, but I can't. Okay. And let's see. Just kind of, we got withdrawal, we got our area control, we got our battle, our attrition checks. Looks like there is a lot to this game, to tell you the truth, just from what I'm kind of looking at it. Got our prestige track, a reaction board. Now we got some scenarios down here, looks like. Several different scenarios you can play. And then a little bit, we got some examples in the back. Here's what it's going to look like on this. And this looks fantastic. In fact, you got people all over the board doing different things, more examples, you know, and then it's card driven as to what they're going to do. Wow. This just really sounds like a game that'd just be fun. It's right up my alley. All right. Got little tokens for everybody. Looks like these are double-sided. So you got your bells, you got some numbers there, which are going to, there you go. There's your front and back of that. Let's see. Let's give it a punch test. Perfect. Absolutely love it. Now, here's going to be all of your characters right there. What's the backside look like? Maybe you can see, look at that. Got the backside, him. What's the front side? Nah, see, it's the backside. But, and that's your punch. They're falling out as I'm just trying to maneuver them around. Now, this is the part that's going to, oh, this is a huge board. This is the part that's going to be really hard to show you because my camera's in too tight. Oh, I didn't think about this. I didn't think this board was going to be this big. I thought this was going to be a smaller board. Oh, my. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. All right, tell you what. We're going to go for a small little ride. Let me just lift this up a hair. We'll get it in here till we can at least try to see as much as we can. Okay. I can maneuver it around better this way. All right, so it looks like we're going to have, I'm guessing this is maybe our turn order track, possibly. Maybe it's an 8-turn track. I'm not really sure what this victory point track here is going to be. Is it a push-pull, or are we starting here, both people going up and down it? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, this map looks just absolutely gorgeous to me. I love the look of this map. All right, let's slide it up here. Let's see what we have. We have our transit. I can't even pronounce that. Angers, what's that? Casern? All right. But you can see all the different areas, and I'm guessing, yeah, not really sure how all that is going to come into play. Not yet. But I'll tell you what, this game looks fascinating. And it's just a one-sided map, nothing on the back side. And there you go. And that is it. Okay, so to put everything back in the box, easy peasy. We're going to put our board. These, we're going to punch them. They're going to go in those stands. And I'll tell you what, they're never coming out of the stand, so we never have to worry about those tokens. So I actually like that because there is so much room inside this box. Let's get our rule books in there. Let's get them in there. We have these tokens. I'm going to set them there for now. And we're going to put these in here. We're going to have our dice. Okay, now the cards. I am just going to set the cards right here for now. But before I tip this up or anything else, I'm going to make sure those cards get in a bag or something and we don't lose them. I don't want them scattered across the inside of this box anymore. And there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Vende 93. Vende at War. And like I said, this is from Fellowship of Simulations. Looks absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get this one played. I'm so excited for it. Let's head back up. Let's close this out. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Vende 93, and I'll say this looks absolutely fantastic. And don't worry, I got all those cards put in a little Ziploc plastic baggie before I turn this game up, so that way they're not scattering all over the place and they're going to stay in perfect shape. But I'll tell you what, this game looks fantastic. That board, the artwork, everything looks really super cool. I love the fact, like I said, that you have the cards that are going to manipulate the people that you have on the board. Looks like, I'm hoping they're dual purpose cards. I'm not really sure, but I can't wait to go through the rule book and figure out actually how all that works. But the game just looks great. I love these war games, these little 2-player head-to-head card games, board game combination. It's a long one. They're saying about a 2-hour game, but I'll tell you what, I've played some of these games that are 2-hour games, and you just don't even notice the time goes by. The game is that good. This looks like it might actually be one of those. Can't wait to get it to the table. Looks phenomenal. Well, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we please ask you to like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek on Facebook, and also on X. And please leave us a comment on any one of those platforms, and we will get back to those comments just as soon as we can. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, go ahead and click on that subscription button if you enjoy the content, become part of our little family, and even click on that little bell and be notified whenever we drop new videos. And also, if you enjoy the content that I provide on this channel, I do have my own channel that I've been working on. I do unboxings, some playthroughs, some reviews on that one as well. It's just a little extra on top of this one here. And also, if you enjoy the content we provide you here, we humbly ask you to click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. You know, people say that I'm a pessimist, but I was born this way. My blood type is B negative.
Shakespeare, you devil.